What's up, everyone? Today we're going to revisit this exposed root Kishu Juniper. It's been over 3 years, time flies when you're making YouTube videos, I guess, since I first shared this tree and the success I had in terms of exposing the roots initially. So today I'm going to go back and take a look at the growth that it has put on since then and see what I can do in terms of optimizing things moving forward. At least a year, if not 2 years ago, I nestled this pond basket into a larger grow bag underneath it because I felt like the tree wasn't growing quite as fast as it should be. But in the short term, that is perfectly fine strategy, but I can't leave it in here forever because as the roots get bigger, they are going to grow through the pond basket into the soil that is in the growing bag, and then I'm not going to be able to save those roots because they'll, as they get bigger, kind of mesh together with the plastic of the pond basket. So I'm going to start by pulling it out of both containers and then replanting it just into the large grow bag. All right, and now with this out of the containers, I'm going to do basically a normal root trim on it before I put it back into that larger grow basket or grow bag. All right, and with that, I'm going to go ahead and put it back into the 3-gallon grow container. And now with this nestled back into the same grow bag, I'm going to do a little bit of thinning, cutback, and just sort of exploration of the structure of this to see if anything needs to happen before I set it back out to grow again. The thinning is really going to be to optimize light penetration to any parts that I want to keep, as opposed to these strong tips and runners that are going to help with creating new branching or creating more wood in both the trunk and the roots. But I'll need to do a little bit of analysis before I can really tell what's going on and think about, is there anything that I can do at this point, since I'm 3 years into the project already, to improve the aesthetics, or is it just down to allowing the trunk to bulk up a little bit more before I start to add some shari to both the roots as well as the trunk? And as I've discussed in other videos, having deadwood on junipers is pretty universal in the wild, and so I have gone without it sometimes in compositions, but I find that the compositions are much more dramatic if you add deadwood. So with the tree kind of cleaned up and cleaned out, I can really see the structure a lot better. And like I said, some of the shoots are sacrifice branches at this point, probably including, say, like this one. But these side shoots from that sacrifice branch can also really help to drive the wood production. But because they're coming from pretty close into the trunk, they're potentially going to be kept in the final composition. So these types of branches, I'm going to go ahead and put some wire on. All right, and with that, I think I am done for this session. This tree is still a really long way off from being the bonsai that I want it to be. I basically need to grow it out for probably another 5 to 10 years, depending on how quickly I get it to grow, because I really want these roots to be large enough that I can start messing with them in terms of creating shari, and I'm definitely not comfortable doing that yet. So to accomplish that goal, what I'm going to do is all of these big whips that I didn't wire are effectively sacrifice branches, and then everything else that I did wire or that was already wired previously is potentially part of the structure of the finished tree, whether that be a branch that is killed and used as a gin on the top or down below, or a finished branch, or just the foundation for a finished branch later on. All of those things are important when you're growing out material from scratch. That wraps up this update of my exposed root Shimpaku Kishu Juniper. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time.